The rain had been working the window since dark, patient as a creditor, and for once the phone had given up. 2 in the morning is the only honest hour in this city. It's when the lies go home to sleep and leave you alone with the bottle in the drawer.
Don't get up. I know it's a strain. A woman just came and went without leaving so much as a name. No coat for the weather, no hurry, and this. Cream stock, the kind you don't buy by the box. She wanted it in your hand tonight.
Read it to me, Dale. My eyes quit around midnight.
The pleasure of your company is requested at the Blue Room, Thursday, 9 o'clock. No reply necessary. Engraved, dated, and polite as a funeral. There's even time to spare. Marchetti's people don't usually give you the time of day, let alone 3 of them.
A man who can take whatever he wants doesn't send a card. He sends 2 fellows in a quiet car. A card is a courtesy, and in Calloway Bay, courtesy is the most expensive thing on the menu. You always pay for it later, and you never see the bill until it's due.
20 years that man's been leaning on this town, and I've watched every favor he ever called in. He's never once asked first. So whatever this is, it isn't his idea. He's just the one holding the pen. And that, between you and me, is the part that keeps me up.
She was right. The way she's always right about the things I'd rather she weren't. An invitation that came first wasn't an invitation at all. It was somebody upstairs clearing his throat, polite as you please, and using Pauly Marchetti's good stationery to do it. The card sat on the desk like it was waiting for an answer. I poured a drink instead and listened to the rain count down to Thursday. She'd left the card on the desk and turned for the door like a woman who'd done this before. I caught her under the awning, where the rain came down in sheets and the neon turned every drop the color of a bad bruise. She didn't run. That was the first thing wrong with her.
You always chase a girl into the weather, detective? I delivered the card. That was the whole job. A gentleman would let me get out of the rain.
A gentleman would. I'm just a man with a wet hat and a question. Who handed you the card?
A man who got it from another man, who got it from someone I never laid eyes on. 3 hands, detective, and I was the last one. They paid me in bills so clean they still smelled like the mint, told me the address, and told me to forget the address the second I walked away.
And the card, you read it?
I wasn't allowed to read it. That was part of the price. You don't take money like that and then go getting curious. I carry the envelope. I don't open the envelope. Whatever's written there, it's got nothing to do with me.
She was good. Sultry as a slow song, cool as the rain on the glass, but her hand was working the clasp of her purse like it owed her money, and the fear underneath the act was the realest thing on the street. I'd seen this architecture before. Clean money, 3 pairs of hands, a mouth at the bottom told only where to go and to forget she'd gone there. A machine built so every layer could swear it never touched the next. Let me do the arithmetic you've been too smart to do, sweetheart. Men clean enough to pay you in mint bills don't leave loose change lying in a doorway. You know the route. You're the one person who can draw the line back to them. People like that don't send a second envelope to the girl who carried the first. Something went out of her face then. Some last warmth the neon couldn't fake. She'd taken money she couldn't read from men she'd never see, and somewhere between the mint and the rain, she'd become the kind of thread this city snips and drops in the harbor. She just hadn't done the math. Now she had. And the rain kept coming down like it had somewhere to be, and she didn't. The Blue Room at midnight smelled like smoke and money, and a piano was working somewhere I couldn't see. Marchetti held the back booth like a man holds a deed. When Pauly Marchetti waves you over with the soft hand, you sit. The hard hand, you don't get to see coming.
Sit. Have a drink. It's on the house. You're a friend. See, that's why I called you here myself. A man should hear a thing from a friend. Across a table, with a drink in his hand. Not the other way. The other way ain't civilized.
You don't buy a man a drink to tell him good news, Pauly. What's the word?
The word ain't mine. Understand me, I'm just the fella passing it. Somebody upstairs, somebody I do a little business with. He asks me, Pauly, you know this detective? Say a word to him, friendly. So here's the word. Exact. The way it come to me. There's a thread a man's been pulling. It was buried for a reason, and reasonable people went to trouble to bury it. They noticed the hand on it. They're patient men, but patient ain't the same as blind.
And if the hand keeps pulling?
Then the next fella don't bring you a drink. That's the whole of it. I don't know what the thread is, and between you and me, I don't want to know. I keep my hands clean at that house, but they came to me polite, so I'm being polite to you. We square. Good. Finish your drink. It's a nice piano tonight.
He told me one thing and meant three, that the machine upstairs was real, not a shadow I'd dreamed up, that it was scared enough of a dead nobody's thread to mind its manners, and that Pauly Marchetti wanted to be standing a long way off when it stopped minding them. I walked out into the rain with the word in my pocket like a stone. They'd asked me, soft as they knew how, to stop digging. They hadn't asked twice yet. The back room of the Chronicle smelled of ink and cold coffee and the kind of ambition that keeps a man up past the last edition. Flynn was there, sleeves rolled, chasing a story the way other men chase a drink. I came in out of the rain with a card in my pocket that nobody had signed, and I wanted to know if it was worth 2 inches of type. I've got a clean man being careful, Flynn. Money that doesn't leave a smudge. A courtesy delivered face to face telling me to stop pulling a thread. Tell me there's a story in that.
There's no story in that. I'll save you the walk. A warning isn't a crime, it's manners. Clean money's clean because it's been laundered honest. No fingerprints, no ledger I can hold up to a flashbulb. And you can't run a headline that says a careful man was careful at you. The presses would laugh me out of the building.
So I've got nothing.
You've got nothing to print. That's not the same as nothing. There's a woman in this. The one who carried the message, the courier, she's a line item on somebody's books, and books get reconciled. You want a lever you can actually pull tonight? Marlowe at the Union Depot owes me. The 410 to Salinas, no name on the manifest. You move her before the bookkeeper does, and she stops being an entry they can cross out.
A train and a name that I can use.
Use it and forget where you got it. And hear me. Spending yourself on her is exactly the kind of looking that got that card put in your hand. They sent you a courtesy. You answer it by emptying a ledger, and the next thing they send won't be a card. You'll have made it personal, and these people are very good at personal.
He was right, and we both knew it, and it didn't change a thing. You can't fight a machine that big. It doesn't have a face to hit. But a frightened woman with a 410 ticket, that was a thing a man could do something about tonight. The card in my pocket said stop looking. I folded it once, put it away, and went out into the rain to put somebody on a train. The machine could wait. It always did. Gray came up over the harbor the way it always does, like the city couldn't be bothered to turn the lights all the way on. The girl who carried the message was on the early train north, gone before the money men thought to wonder where she'd wandered off to. One small life, squared away clean. That was the only thing in the whole rotten night I could actually put right.
Bottle's right where you left it, Sam. Top drawer, third sigh from the bottom. I've been watching you not pour it for 20 minutes. That's a new record, even for you.
Not tonight, Dale. A drink's for when you've made up your mind. I haven't. There was a card on the blotter that wasn't mine. No threat on it, no name, just the polite weight of where it came from. The machine upstairs had noticed me digging, and instead of a body in the harbor, it sent a courtesy. That's the part that turned my stomach. When a thing that big asks nice, it means you've cost enough to be worth the manners.
So that's the look. I've seen you sit on a thing before, telling yourself you hadn't decided. You always decide, Sam. You just like to pretend the wrong way out was ever really open.
Maybe. The smart thing is to leave the card where it sits and forget I can read. The right thing standing in the other direction like it always does. Trouble is, this is the first night in a long while I can't swear they're the same thing. I left the card on the blotter and the bottle in the drawer. Somewhere a train was carrying one frightened girl toward a morning she'd get to keep, and that was real, and it was small. Everything large stayed exactly where it had been handed to me, heard and understood and unanswered. The only thing I'd settled tonight was somebody else's safety. Mine was still sitting there on the desk, waiting on a man who hadn't made up his mind.